Before the season started, all the analysts and really a bunch of Jaguar fans really saw this team and said, look, the Jaguars are tanking for Trevor. There's no way that they'd be doing the things that they're doing right now if it weren't for Trevor Lawrence. But as the season went on, the Jaguars won week one, and then they kept losing and losing and losing. And at no point were the Jaguars really in position at number one overall to really select Trevor Lawrence. The whole entire time, it was the New York Jets who started out the season 0 and 13. So everyone just kind of penciled Trevor Lawrence in for the Jets, and the Jaguars just move on with the number two spot. But man, we got a real gift from the New York Jets. The New York Jets beat the Rams, and now the New York Jets basically gave the Jaguars the number one overall spot in week 16. It's week 16 right now, and for the very first time, the Jaguars are slated at the number one overall pick spot, and the Jaguars have to seize this opportunity. The Jaguars have lost 13 straight. It's been tough. It's been hard to watch, but just two more games, and we have a guy that can essentially save this franchise and give this team, give our squad a much needed quarterback for the next 15 to 20 years, somebody that we've never really had. And I haven't done a preview video in a while. I haven't, just because, what is there to really preview? But at this point, man, there's two games left on the season. A couple of the most important games I can ever remember the Jaguars playing in week 16 and week 17. And that even includes years where the Jaguars went to the playoffs. So, man, the Jaguars this upcoming Sunday have the Bears, who are coming in here at 7-7 on a 2-game winning streak, actually, after defeating the Texans by a score of 36-7, and also the Vikings by a score of 33-27. So the Jaguars in this game are a 7.5-point underdog, which actually is only the sixth biggest really spread in the NFL. I was pretty surprised, but the spread is only 7.5 points right now for this game. So when you look at the Bears started off the season at 5-1. So they started the year actually really good, but then they lost 6 straight games. They looked horrible. Our former quarterback, Nick Foles, was in there, and he was just horrible for the Bears. And then the Bears made a very wise decision of putting Mitch Trubisky back at the starting quarterback position, and they've actually looked really good, and Mitchell Trubisky has actually looked really good. Like I said, they blew out the Texans, and they also beat the Vikings, and the Vikings are very well playing for playoff contention, and that was a huge win for the Bears. And now they're in a situation where there's 2 games left in the regular season, and the Bears absolutely have to win if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. If the Bears lose, then they're out. So I don't imagine that the Bears are going to be looking ahead and underestimating the Jaguars, similar to the way the Rams did. And I imagine the Bears are going to come out here and play. So going into this game, Doug Marrone has not named the starting quarterback. We currently have a quarterback battle going on in Week 16, and the quarterback battle is between Gardner Minshew, who started the last game against the Ravens, and he really played horrible against the Ravens. And then we also have Mike Glennon, who played a good game against the Vikings. I guess he played pretty decent, but other than that, he's been pretty atrocious as well. And actually, ironically enough, man, the Bears and the Jaguars each have former high-paid backups on each team. Obviously, the Bears paid not Mitch Trubisky, but they paid Mike Glennon a bunch of money in 2017, and the Jaguars paid Nick Foles a bunch of money in 2019. And I imagine both teams have huge buyer's remorse, as both players are backups on other teams. But there's a very good chance Mike Glennon gets the start. But I mean, if I were to go out here and choose a player that I would rather have for the tank, I'd probably choose Gardner Minshew, just because I think Mike Glennon might do better against a better defense, and I just feel like Gardner Minshew kind of freaks out under pressure. And Mike Glennon, I mean, granted, a lot of the players aren't the same, but at least, he's been on the Bears, so maybe he knows. I don't know how many players are still on the team from back then, but maybe he knows some tendencies. But Mike Glennon just has the better arm, and I would I think Gardner Minshew is ultimately better for the tank, but both quarterbacks are not very good, so we'll kind of move on from that. But when you look at the injury report for the Jaguars, James Robinson suffered an ankle injury last game, and it's looking like he might play, and it's looking like he's probably most likely going to play. He wants to play, and he really has something to play for. As you know, he grew up in Illinois, so probably grew up a Bears fan. So this is probably an emotional game for him. And other players, Colin Johnson, wide receiver, and cornerback Sidney Jones did not practice, and they're most likely not going to be playing on Sunday. So those are really the main injury guys. But when I look at this game, obviously I want the Jaguars to lose this game. But will they lose this game? Like, will the Jaguars actually lose this game? Logically thinking, if you're thinking logically, the Jaguars should lose this game. I mean, they have no business winning this game against a Bears team with a very good defense. And, you know, David Montgomery on the offensive side is really heating up. Obviously, we spoke about Mitchell Trubisky. He's been playing good. Al Robinson is a really good receiver in the league who has been unfortunately plagued by being on both the Jaguars and the Bears with not really having great quarterback play. But the Bears should rout the Jaguars, if I'm being completely honest. But really, after this weekend, man, it really proved to you any given Sunday. I mean, the Jets defeated the Rams, and the Rams were like 17-point favorites. On Monday Night Football, the Bengals defeated the Steelers. So it's like, it really just proves you, man, any given Sunday in this league. So the Jaguars logically should lose this game. I predict that the Jaguars lose this game, but any given Sunday, man, this is a very, very important game for the Jaguars to lose. We have 2 games left, guys, 2 games more of suffering, and then hopefully we can knock in that number 1 spot, and then we can have Trevor Lawrence for the long haul. So let me know what you guys think. I will be giving away $10 for this game. Go join my Flick Chat app and go submit your fantasy picks. I believe the fantasy picks will open up tomorrow or Friday, so submit your Flick fantasy points if you want, you know, to win that $10. And also, I'm closing in on 10,000 subscribers, guys. I'm like 400 or 500 away right now. And just so you guys know, I am giving away a free jersey, and I'm giving away 3 UCF Jaguar shirts completely free. You guys can purchase a UCF Jaguar shirt down below if you so wish. It also comes with an autographed 4x6 by me. But if you guys, I'm giving away 3 UCF Jaguar shirts, and I'm also giving away a jersey. I imagine if the Jaguars do lock up that number 1 overall pick, I'll probably pivot from the Josh Allen jersey to a Trevor Lawrence jersey, if I'm being completely honest. So definitely do that. Drop a like on the video if you guys can, and let me know your thoughts. Will the Jaguars win or will the Jaguars lose? I want to see your comments down below. Let me know, and I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas. Go Jaguars, and most importantly, bear down.